Hi, it's Katie there from Property Berkshire. I'm just going to run you through a very quick overview of what we mean by buying a property using instalment contracts. You may hear of this called exchange now, complete later. So it's a very quick introduction and show you where you can find more information from Property Berkshire. So very simply, what we're talking about with this method of buying property is very similar to how you traditionally buy. Going to an estate agent, getting a property, agreeing a price for it, getting the solicitors involved, organising a mortgage from a bank, exchanging on that by paying a deposit. It's typically going to be about 10–20% at the moment, and then typically you'd complete 1 to 2 weeks later, pick up the keys and the property's yours. This way, actually buying a property through instalment contracts uses a lot of the same processes, but basically means that you when you exchange, you pay a smaller deposit, so probably somewhere between 3 to 6% of the property's value, and then the owner, the seller, grants you a private mortgage. So basically the seller becomes the bank. You don't go to the bank to organise a mortgage. You get a mortgage on the rest of the value of the property, and you move into the property. It becomes yours upon exchange. So very simply, what the seller is doing is the seller's becoming the bank, as I said. So every month you make them a monthly payment. That's going to be made up of 2 elements. There'll be a capital element, which every month you pay a little bit that chips away the overall amount that's due in order to complete on the property. And then there's an interest element, exactly the same way as there would be with any normal mortgage. At the end, when you're in a position to and you're ready to actually complete, then the capital payments that you've made so far are taken into consideration and basically come off the final balance. So all very simple. It's a fantastic way to be able to get on the property ladder today. At Property Berkshire, we've helped lots of people find properties this way, and enabled them to move where ordinarily they wouldn't have been able to get a mortgage or didn't have the large deposit. So let's run through an example. Now, obviously I must caution that this is an example. This is not a live property. But let's say there's a property that we find for you. The seller agrees to sell at £100,000. So let's say on exchange you may pay 5%, so £5,000 as opposed to 15–20% that you'd need if you're getting a bank loan. Every month, let's say you make a payment, instalment payments to the seller for £550. So that's broken down into 2 areas: interest only as £400 and capital at £150. Now, obviously this is a very simplistic example, but basically what would happen when it comes to actually completing the transaction and you buying the property in full, the deposit that you've paid, so the £5,000, and the number of monthly instalments of capital that you've paid come off the agreed purchase price. So if you complete after 36 months, what that means is that you actually owe £89,400. If you complete after 60 months, you owe 86. So basically you can see that the longer you take until you complete, the less money you need to find. Just to really reiterate, some of the key reasons why this may be appealing. Firstly, you're not renting, so you're not paying dead rent money. You are entering into a contract where you commit to buy the property in the future. The only difference is you don't have to buy the property outright today. So it enables you to take advantage of low property prices, enables you to get on the ladder where if you didn't think you could currently, perhaps you haven't got the large 15–20% deposit, you might have poor credit history, maybe you're self-employed so you can't get a self-cert mortgage at the moment. And what this enables you to do is by exchanging and taking possession of the property upon exchange, you can then get in. The house is yours. You make your impact on that. You can do some improvements. You decorate to your own style. If you build on, you would see an increase in the value, but you are in a contract to buy at the agreed purchase price. So you could add 25–30% of value to the property, and you still are committed to buying at the 100,000, which will actually be 100,000 less the deposit that you paid, and less the monthly payments that you've made up until the point that you complete. Okay, very quick, very sort of whistle-stop tour, but if you're looking for more information, you can find some more on the website. It's property-berkshire.com, property-berkshire.com. There's a form on there. If you're interested, fill that in. One of the team will get back to you. Alternatively, give us a call in the office on 0800 158 3775. Thanks for listening.